Hello, Durud and Shalom. Guys, Candace Owens is trying to use Charlie Kirk's murder to get views by accusing Israel of murdering Charlie Kirk. And there's so many different layers to this, so we're going to try to simplify this. This is one of the most vile and disgusting things I've ever seen. And I need you guys to see how far people go to blame Israel for everything. So prepare to be disgusted because this is some vile, disgusting stuff. And let me actually just give you the context so that when we go through, because there's so many layers to this, and I'm going to try to simplify this, but let me just give you a basic understanding of what the accusation is so that everything makes sense. I mean, it doesn't make sense, but you know what I mean. Um, so when she's talking and we're going through other people's responses, you understand what's happening. So the simple TLDR version of it is that the accusation is that Charlie Kirk was realizing how evil Israel is. And this guy, Bill Ackman, which is apparently a billionaire agent of Israel, was threatening, threatening Charlie Kirk that, hey, shut the F up or something will happen to you. And Benjamin Netanyahu got involved as well. And apparently, Bill Ackman was threatening Charlie Kirk, according to these people. And Benjamin Netanyahu was getting involved to bring Charlie Kirk to Israel to tell him that he needs to get in line or something is going to happen to him. And because Charlie Kirk refused, he didn't respond well to those threats and he didn't accept Netanyahu's invitation and this intervention. That's why Israel took him out. This is basically the TLDR version of all of this nonsense. But we'll hear it from now that you know what the allegation is, what Candace is saying will make you know what she's getting at when I play it. So Kenny, let me see who's in the chat. Kenny is saying I was expecting to be disgusted giving them a combination. Yeah, me too. Oh, Israel stole my shoe. Somebody's saying Shauna is here, Kenny is here, Delta is here. Neil Bunny said I like the stream. Wait, we have also. Yeah, let's just play this video. I'll respond to the chat more once we get through this nonsense. Let me just play it.
In the Hamptons, and he had
Oh yeah, so apparently the other context is that the intervention was supposed to here. Candace Owens claims threats were made to Charlie Kirk during an intense intervention with Bill Ackman. Remember that name? We'll get back to this guy in the Hamptons weeks ago. Owens claims Kirk was having a change of heart on Israel before his death and says he was contacted by Bibi Netanyahu. And then she says, I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment, a ton of money. I don't know, maybe show us evidence. Ackman has denied the claims, calling them totally false. We'll go through everything that she's saying. Oh, thank you. Kenny saying testing super chat goal. Well, thank you. Oh, by the way, yes, we have a super chat goal. It's a new feature. Thank you, Kenny, for the support. And Kenny was also asking, "Oh, I see a super chat goal. Is that a new feature? Hadn't noticed it." Yeah, it's a little bit recent, but yeah. So we have. If we get 10 super chats, I will stay longer and respond to the chat and just chill with you guys and talk to you guys if we get to 10 super chats, right? So we got one already. Well, thank you, Kenny. I appreciate that. Okay, let's listen to Candace now that you guys have the context.
in the Hamptons, and he had eh, more than one event, but he had essentially what was staged, an intervention was staged by Bill Ackman because Charlie's rational thoughts about Israel were a no-no. This is not the route that you should be going on. And Charlie was surrounded by his friends, his quote unquote friends. Bill Ackman was very upset, and threats were made. That is what I am told, and I will tell you that I am very happy for Bill Ackman to dispute this narrative. In fact, he was asked to dispute this narrative. Max Blumenthal went out to him today, and Bill Ackman came back and said, I have receipts I can show you. And he did not provide the receipts. This is not how it went down. I know it went down this way. I'm waiting for one of them to go on record and to say that it didn't go down this way.
I mean, she keeps saying, I know, I know. Like, where's your evidence? Like, how do you know these things?
It was at this time that Bibi Netanyahu was called and Charlie was invited to Israel. This was an under duress situation, I would say, because I've been in these situations before.
So yeah, she's kind of suggesting that because Charlie was getting out of line, they were putting a lot of pressure on him. And basically, guys, this is they're accusing, and because it was not working, it didn't work on Charlie because Charlie was so good that he would not respond to this type of pressure. That's when they decided to take him out. Israel decided to take him out. This is the conspiracy theory that we're dealing with here right
When
now.
I started asking very sensible questions about Israel, as someone who had dedicated her political life to supporting Israel, many times alongside Charlie Kirk, I was met with the very same pressure.
Then why didn't they take you? I mean, she was a supporter of Israel and she's now anti-Israel. Then why didn't they take you out?
And just like Charlie was being
Like obviously, like I'm not suggesting. Okay, we have to be careful. That's evil. Anybody taking out anybody else is evil. But like, why is it? I mean, you have been one of the most anti-Israeli people. Maybe because you're an idiot and you're not that serious. I don't know, but what are she suggesting? Like, is it like we don't see everybody? Like, if this was the case, so many anti-Israeli people right now should have been dead by now, and they're not. That's what I'm saying. Like, why is Tucker Carlson? Like, why is her? Like, these people used to be pro-Israeli, and now they're not. So why is Israel? Why hasn't Israel done anything about these other people?
invited to Israel. I was invited somewhere else. And when this arrived to me, it felt like a threat. You know, I got to tell you that. It felt like a threat, like not like, hey, come here and we can educate you because you're my friend. More like, this is your last chance.
Why did it feel like a threat? Like, are you going to clarify? Like, they tell you, like, hey, come if you have doubts, we could talk about your views regarding Israel. She says, like, it just felt like a threat. So when she says it felt like a threat, that means that she has no evidence that it was a threat. So she says it feels like they were telling me that this is your last chance, meaning that they didn't tell her that this is your last chance. This is just her feelings talking to her.
And
And I bet you that she didn't feel like that at the moment. She's just remembering that she felt like that at the moment now.
we can educate you.
So she's basically like, guys, if you guys, I hope you guys are following. She's saying that Charlie, what happened to Charlie happened to her when she was changing her views on Israel, and she felt that she was being threatened. And that's her evidence for why this happened. This is also this is her reasoning for why she thinks this is what happened to Charlie. Like, she wasn't there, she doesn't know what happened, but she's going like, hey, when I felt like I was threatened, so he was threatened as well. This is apparently counts as evidence these days.
You because you're my friend. More like, this
Yeah, Jewish Samantha is making a good point. Jewish Samantha in the chat is saying any idiot can say anything made them feel any way. Yeah, exactly.
is your last chance. That's how it felt to me. I can't
Hey,
speak to how
Amir.
it felt to Charlie. And I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment. A ton of money.
I know that. Like, how do you know these things? Like, if you actually have evidence for any of these things, guys, what are the chances that she has evidence for this stuff and she's just not showing it? I know that he was offered a ton of money. If she had like a tiny one evidence for any of these claims, she would be releasing it immediately.
Money. Bibi would fund it, spend tons.
Who would fund it? BB? Did she say BB?
And I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment. A ton of money. Bibi would fund it, spend tons of money. And Turning Point, I guess, if it needed to go to a higher level, would have gone to an even higher level than it already was at. And I know for a fact that Charlie denied that funding.
I know for a fact that Charlie denied that fact. How do you know these things? Like she says these things with such confidence. If you know these things, like tell us your source. You don't just say I know these things. Well, here, guys, let me try this. Okay, I know for a fact that she's making this up. You should believe me because I also said I know for a fact. Is that how it works? Like, do I get the trust of my audience without providing any evidence simply by saying I know for a fact? Guys, I know for the fact that I'm the king of this world. Bow down to me. You are now my all my subjects. I know for a fact. Does that work? Let me know if that works. I know for a fact that every single one of you need to use the super chat option right now and give me $500 each. I know that. Like, is that gonna work? No. Anybody? No. Okay. Apparently not.
That Charlie denied, and what BB didn't include there, he declined to go to Israel for I would describe this as like, re-education camp. We've seen it. You made an uh-oh, but we can help you. We just need you to come out to Auschwitz and take a picture. Yeah.
So Charlie refused. So Bibi Netanyahu invited Charlie to go to Israel, and Charlie refused. Okay, how do you know that?
For I would describe this.
Yeah, Kenny, I'm kidding. Don't please, guys, please don't give me a super chat for $500. Don't. Some people are negotiating with me in the chat. Guys, save your money.
It's like, re-education camp. We've seen it. You made an uh-oh, but we can help you. We just need you to come out to Auschwitz and take a picture. Yeah. We just need you to come to the Holocaust Museum and take a photo. We just need you to go to Israel and we can make this better. Charlie said no to BB. Okay.
How do you know this? How do you know this?
Bill Ackman, if you would like to dispute that, I would love to hear what you say happened. Because
guys, this is actually a genius tactic. So I could just this is how to get people to come to your show. Okay. Let me try. Let me try. Guys, I know for a fact that Candace Owens is romantically interested in cleaning products. Okay. House cleaning products. Okay. Candace Owens, if you want to dispute that fact, please email me. My email is armin.navabi@gmail.com. I mean, if it's not true, then you would just come to my show, right? Like, if you don't come to my show, then I must be right. Like, why wouldn't you just come here and respond to this, right? So, I know for a fact that Candace Owens is romantically interested in cleaning products. And Candace Owens, you have my email, armin.navabi@gmail.com. You're free to come dispute it. If it's wrong, just come here and dispute it. Is this how you get guests? Is this how we get? I should try this as a method of getting people to come to my show.
Because our sources and what we have, it's solid. Okay. There were conversations that took place, messages that were sent at that time, and they are solid. So I decided another person that was there, and I am not surprised this person was there. If you've been listening to my show, Seth Dillon, I was going to talk to Seth Dillon, and I decided to message him last night about this Hamptons meeting. And Seth Dillon, who is normally very quick with a response, has not yet been able to respond. I'll show you this text message chain. And I want to be clear, I am not someone who normally publicizes text messages. But my friend was shot in the neck. And I'm just not really in the state right now to be polite.
Oh, is that how it works? So if somebody dies that I like, I get to release people's private messages that I sent to me? Guys, warning, public announcement to everybody out there. Don't send text messages to Candace Owens, because the next time somebody gets assassinated, she has an excuse to basically just show all none of the private messages that you send to Candace is actually private, because all she needs is a tragedy to say, like, hey, I know I'm not supposed to share private messages with people, but since X happened, and X could be the next tragedy, I'm not in a mood to be polite. So all your private messages to Candace are basically assumed that they're public, because she only needs the next tragedy to come up with the excuse that they're all okay to share, apparently.
Right when it comes to the answers that I am demanding. Okay. This is me out to Seth Dillon last night.
Wow, she's actually sharing private messages. Okay, wow. None of your messages are safe with Candace. Do not send any information that you sent her. Just assume that they might get out there publicly.
Okay. This is me out to Seth Dillon last night. I sent him Bill Ackman's tweets because, he tweeted, I feel incredibly privileged to have spent a day and shared a meal with Charlie Kirk this summer. He was a giant of a man. I said, any
Okay, so this guy is Charlie's friend, and he posted something about being sad that Charlie is dead. Okay.
comment on this one, Seth? He didn't answer last night. This morning I said, need a comment ASAP, please. He
Wait, you're harassing somebody who lost a friend with a comment and responses, like, uh, you're expecting a response. I'm surprised he didn't block you after harassing him after his friend has
he
died.
didn't answer. Then I followed that up and I said, trying again here, you were present when Ackman lost his mind on Charlie and when Bibi invited him to Israel and Charlie refused. Text messages immediately following this meeting are circulating. I find Ackman's statement, as though the meeting was somehow cordial, to be incredibly disturbing. Are you at all disturbed by that tweet? Do you feel, as I do, that this tweet significantly betrays the defined purpose and mood of his and I presume your final meeting with Charlie Kirk? Question mark. He was unable to speak to me, but he did place some frantic calls to Turning Point USA. Yeah.
Oh my god, these people have lost a close friend, and she's harassing them with insane conspiracy theory questions, and she's like, why they are not responding to me? That is absolutely insane. That is crazy. Oh, we got a super chat by Mortal Wombat saying another one for the goal. Well, thank you. Mortal Wombat saying thank you so much for covering this. All the lies and rationalizations after Charlie's death are absolutely nauseating. It's absolutely disgusting. Mortal Kombat. I can't believe this is now the conversation that we're having. Did Israel do it like this? Oh my god, is absolutely idiotic. And then actually, Kenny was had a earlier chat talking about this, saying Kenny saying, is walking over the corpse of a murder victim to lie about Israel a new low for Candace? Yeah. Or is that just the norm for her today? I don't know. Actually, that might be a new low, Kenny. Oh, we got another super chat, guys. We already got 3 out of 10. Let me see. What is this new super chat? Drew is saying the prophecy of Cyrus was about 150 years before Cyrus in Isaiah 45. Moses sends 12 scouts to spy on Canaanites in Numbers chapter 13. Do you think it's a prophecy, coincidence, or spies and changing writing? Yeah, so the date of the I mean, this is not what the show is about, but the dates of the different verses in the Bible are not necessarily the dates that Christianity reports they are, right? Like some of these could be written after the event happened, and but then been claimed to be written before. Yeah. So let's continue with this.
You see, I went out to Seth, but I also went out to two other people who were at this meeting, and nobody is willing to go on record. They're all messaging each other, trying to figure out a coordinated response to say that no, this was all quite cordial, but no one wants to go on record and describe it as cordial because they know someone's leaking, because someone's got a guilty conscience about what happened at the Hamptons. So I will again put it out there. Seth, Bill Ackman, and to the other individuals who I have not yet named, but who are going to be named later this week, who are at the Hamptons
Ooh.
when Charlie.
Well, guys, what a cliffhanger! Look, she like this is obvious. This is just a show for her. Like there are other names that I'm not going to name, but I'm going to name them next week. Tune in, subscribe.
It
Okay.
out there. Seth,
That guy, like, look at her. She's investing in Charlie's blood. Guys, names will be named. Make sure you're subscribed.
Bill Ackman.
Oh, by the way, I watched a full version of this, and at the end, she says that they're going to sue me. So thank you for the super chats, for the giant super chats. Like, oh my god, these super chats are so huge. Thank you guys, because I need it, because they're going to sue me for this. Like, this is this is absolutely disgusting. Like, if this is Charlie's friend, then I feel bad for Charlie that she had friends like this.
And to the other individuals who I have not yet named, but who are going to be named later this week, who were at the Hamptons when Charlie was put under pressure, when Bibi Netanyahu called him and invited him to Israel, again, in a move that when it happened to me, and it wasn't Bibi Netanyahu, felt to me like a laced threat. I am inviting you guys. I will give you my platform, actually, to come clear matters up, to tell us what really happened. Because, I think Charlie was definitely on the brink of changing some of his perspectives. And I can tell you factually.
Yeah, Charlie was a different anti-Israel. He was this close to be a full-on anti-Semite like Candace. It was this close, but they had to take him out.
Charlie was praying the rosary. Charlie was going to mass. One of my last conversations with Charlie was me joking with him saying,
oh wait, like is she like? Oh yeah, Charlie was even going to become Catholic, not like leaving. Like she like Charlie was going to be exactly like me. It would be a male version of me. He was going to turn Catholic, anti-Israel, anti-Semitic, pro-conspiracy theories. He was just 2 days away to become just another version of me, but they took him out. So apparently he was going to turn Catholic, go from Protestant to Catholic as well.
just make the last step, okay? You are, I said specifically, you're too smart to be a Protestant. Just take the last step.
Oh my gosh, she actually says it. Okay, I didn't realize that. Okay, she actually does say it. So no, guys, look at this. Charlie was completely he was seeing the light in everything, not just Israel. He was also going to realize that Protestant Christianity is insane, and he was going to become Catholic like Candace. Like he so it's like this is her like, oh, okay, so if somebody is very popular and they're not there, they're dead, so they can't speak for themselves. Candace is just going to be like, yeah, they were basically going to become just me in 2 days from now.
Was me joking with him saying, just make the last step, okay? You are, I said specifically, you're too smart to be a Protestant. Just take the last step, Charlie. He says, ha ha. Speaking about Mary. And typically, when those steps start taking place, you stop referring to yourself, as I did, as a Judeo Christian.
Okay, so if you're a proper Christian, meaning a Catholic, you're not going to call yourself a Judo Christian because ew, oh brother, ew, Jew. I'm not a Judo Christian. Ew, brother, ew. I'm a Christian, not a Jew Christian. A Judo Christian? You mean a Jew Christian? I'm not a Jew Christian. I'm a Christian Christian. Okay.
Again,
Wow.
it is
Yeah, okay. Sure. 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 What insanity is this? Let me see. So, some more context regarding this. Andrew Colvett saying, guys, I'm bad at reading names. He's saying, I have been asked about the Bill Ackman event more than a few times now. So I asked our staff who were traveling with Charlie to find out what's true and what's not. His team was with him 100% of the time when he wasn't in his hotel room. Here's what they told me. Bill never yelled at Charlie, like Candace says, never pressed him on BB, never gave him a list of Charlie's offenses against Israel. There was concern raised about having Tucker and what is this? Sass? Who's this? We don't believe this came from Bill. Okay, there was some. Is that? I don't know who this is. About Tucker. Oh, at SAS. Okay, about Tucker. I think it was the event that they had. So they had Tucker. So some. By the way, guys, this is actually quite normal. On this channel, which is not a big channel like theirs, right? We on this channel, I am a proud Zionist. I support Israel, but every time I criticize Israel, there are some people in the chat that are like, "Oh no, you're a secret Muslim. You are a hater. You are an anti-Semite." There are some people who always will say that. Okay, that's just it's a law of large numbers. There's some weird people in every group. So that's just what Charlie was experiencing. Charlie, obviously not being an absolutist, not being black and white, he was a Zionist. He supported Israel, but obviously because he's not completely he's not 100%, he's not black and white. He pointed things that he didn't like. And again, everybody has criticisms for the things that they like. But again, I don't agree with some of Charlie's criticism. I have my own separate criticism, but it doesn't matter. It's the point is that he's not black and white. And when he pointed out the things that he was concerned about, there are some people from the Zionist camp that would be attacking you for not being 100% on their side, right? That's normal. That happens. And Charlie was just complaining about that. He was not at all becoming anti Israeli. He was not at all becoming anti Zionist. He was just complaining about the fact that why is it that when we criticize Israel, there are some people who act like we're anti-Semitic or anti-Zionist, even though we're proud Zionists and we're proud supporters of Israel. That's what he was complaining about. All right, but then Candace is trying to use that as a way to suggest that he was seeing the light. He was seeing the light. Even when he was complaining about that, he kept on saying how pro-Israel he is and how big of a Zionist he is. He was saying that. So this is what they're trying to do. And he was also Charlie was also upset about the fact that when he invites what was that other anti-Semitic, the Jewish anti-Semitic guy that we covered yesterday. I forgot his name. David Smith. Okay, when they invite Tucker Carlson and David Smith, a lot of people are like, "Why are you platforming these anti-Semites?" And Charlie was upset for why they're attacking him on that, because his whole thing is to have debates with people. Dave Smith, yeah, to have discussions with people with different opinions. That's Charlie's whole thing. So he was complaining about that. So that's the context that I needed to give you regarding this whole Tucker thing. So there was a concern raised about having Tucker at this event, and in parentheses it says we don't believe this came from Bill. And Charlie's reply was, honestly, people telling me not to have Tucker makes me want to have Tucker, and I'm going to lock him in for but I don't know, Amfest 2. I don't know what this is. But again, so this is good. Like obviously, yeah, inviting Tucker was a great idea, because you need to have people that have crazy views so that you could debate them. You should have debates. You should have debates. You can't just ignore people who have bad opinions. You should be debating them, right? And then Charlie personally told me he had a very cordial, sorry, relationship with Bill, and the event was productive. So lies, by Candace Owens. Those are the facts. Oh, we got another super chat by Crypto Phantom. Let me see. Crypto Phantom is saying, I support the land and people of Israel, but Israel's government is evil and are no longer in the defensive. They are in all the high profile assassinations. What the hell? Mossad is filtered in the US government. Filtered? What does that mean? Okay, I don't know what you're saying, but it seems like a lot of claims without any evidence. What high profile assassin? You're just talking about online conspiracy theories? Which are you talking about? JFK? Did they do 9/11 as well? This seems like a lot of conspiracy theories. Again, evidence, or I don't know, who was it that said what can be claimed without an evidence can also be dismissed without an evidence. So you guys, when you say these things, you make these claims without any evidence. Was it Carl Sagan or Christopher Hitchens that said that? I think it was Christopher Hitchens. Yeah. Claims without evidence can be dismissed without evidence. So, yeah. Oh, we got another super chat from the same conspiracy theorist guy. Guys, we're being funded by conspiracy theorists. I'm just saying, is what? Candace Owens' most disgusting conspiracy thus far? Oh no, this is someone else. Sorry, is this Candace Owens? So sorry, Andrew. I thought your profile picture was the same color as the other guy. Andrew saying, is this Candace Owens's most disgusting conspiracy thus far? I think so, because it's basically betraying, basically investing in the blood of a so-called friend for views. I think it doesn't get more vile than this. And is anti-Israel, is betraying a friend that is dead, that cannot speak for himself, for the sake of views. I don't know if you could get any more disgusting than this. And then it says, Armin, what percentage of right wingers actually believe her? Hopefully not much. Honestly, I don't think that much. I might be wrong. I don't have any data, so I would say no. But if I had to guess, I would say not much. What do you guys think? Let me know in the chat. What do you guys think? That's a good question, though. I do want to know. All right, so let's actually go to what other people are saying. Oh, Seth Dillon. Seth Dillon. This is the person that was mentioned by Candace as the person she was messaging. Right? This is the person that Candace was messaging, and she said, "Why are you not responding? Respond, 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 respond." Okay, so let's see what Seth is saying. So Seth is clarifying. Wow, that's a big clarification. Oh, Ali is responding to her saying, "I'm really sorry, Seth. I know you love Charlie and that he was a good friend to you. And God damn it, imagine being devastated that your friend has died, and then Candace is like, "Oh, what about this? What about this? Answer me, answer me, answer me. Oh, you didn't answer? This is evidence now. This is evidence because you didn't answer." Okay, so Seth is saying, on July 8th, I got a text from Charlie Kirk inviting me to an influencer retreat. The theme was Save the West. I told him I was available and would see him there. Very little information was provided, but it was a turning point event spearheaded by Charlie. So I assumed correctly that there would be some good people and a great program. The retreat took place in the Hamptons on August 4th and 5th. So this is the event that Candace is referring to. At least 30 people attended. I only knew a handful of them personally, and an itinerary was provided when we arrived. There were meals and themed sessions covering topics like American identity, immigration, economics, and foreign policy. Charlie stood at the front of the room. He would speak a little, then open the floor for discussion. He drove the discussion with challenging questions, and there was spirited debate. If there were private meetings that took place, I wasn't in them. If there were angry confrontations, threats, or concern, I didn't witness or hear about any of it. Should evidence of such, oh, that's a very good response. Look, this guy is skeptical. That's good. Should evidence of such things come to light, it will be news to me. Okay, this is a very measured response. And then he says, one concern Charlie raised, which I believe he also raised publicly, was about free speech. He felt that criticism of Israel was so discouraged, yes, so penalized that we aren't really free to voice it. Guys, I know what he's talking about, because I'm like, on this not that big of a channel, I have been criticized. Remember, guys, like we lost so many good donors here on this channel. We lost a whole bunch of subscribers just because we had the show. Like we support Israel and most of what they're doing in Gaza. But if we had a show questioning one operation that happened in Gaza, all of a sudden we would lose so many people. So many people will call us out. So, and again, I don't complain about this because I know this is, you know, whatever camp you're in, a lot of people want absolute tribalism or nothing else. This is just normal. This is not about being pro-Israel, anti-Israel. This is natural. I mean, based on, I know that it always happens, right? But again, this is not an anti-Israeli position. This is a legitimate concern. And it says some in the room agreed with him. I argued that while it can come at a cost in certain contexts, it also pays pretty handsomely in others. There are people who have generated massive audiences and engagement by doing little other than criticizing Israel and Jews. I pointed out that in my case, it was criticizing the critics that had come at a high cost. Okay, that's another point. Good point of view. Prominent figures on the right now have me in their crosshairs and as an enemy who must be destroyed. That in my that I'm in a position where I feel the need to write this post and clear my name of any wrongdoing is only further evidence of this. That's a good point. After the retreat, I sent Charlie a text to let him know it meant a lot that he had wanted me there. He replied, "Of course, I'm here for you." I responded, "Same." He then shared a verse from scripture that has been on my mind ever since his senseless murder. And this is the verse from the Bible saying, "God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble." And then it goes, "I did not organize or participate in an intervention with Charlie. I was there at his personal request. I did not coerce him or threaten him or pressure him or witness anyone else do any of these things." Guys, this is completely disgusting that Candace Owens is making a friend of Charlie having to come publicly and talk about this. Imagine being a friend of Charlie and now you're having to post about the fact that I did not pressure Charlie, I did not coerce him, I didn't do anything like that. So shortly after he died, after your friend died. Candace, you're just such a violent, disgusting person, Candace. And then he continues on saying, "We spent 2 days hearing from our friend, both his concerns and his wisdom, and he took time to listen to and encourage each of us. He welcomed our feedback and the debate. That's why we were there. I also didn't place any calls to try and stop anything from being published or publicized. On the contrary, Charlie's team reached out to me yesterday and told me not to respond to any inquiries about the retreat because they were being made in bad faith. They said these people have no good intentions during a time while we mourn our friend. They also apologized to me that I was being dragged into this and said that they were doing what they could to put false rumors and allegations to rest. I thanked them and told them I was sorry they were having to deal with it too." Look how evil Candace is. Look at what she's doing to the friends and families of Charlie. Like, instead of having to focus on mourning the loss of their friend, they have to focus right now on responding to all these fucking insane, sick rumors. And then he continues by saying, "I'm sick with grief over the loss of my friend, and that saddens and that sadness is compounded by the fact that instead of honoring Charlie and his legacy, his name is being exploited to generate controversy, confusion, and conspiracies. My heart breaks for everyone involved whose integrity and affection for Charlie are being called into question." And by the way, he also posted these conversations saying, "I'm sure there will be responses to this that accuse me of dishonesty. I note in advance that they'll be coming from notoriously dishonest people." He's talking about Candace here, I think. "I've also attached screenshots of the correspondence with Charlie and his team to support what I've said. The fact that any of this is necessary is a disgrace." True, true. That's a huge disgrace. Fucking disgusting, vile people. And then let's look at this. This is the well, I don't want to go through all of this because this guy just goes through. He created a thread showing everything that has happened. That's going to take a while if we want to do that one. I want to see if there's anything by that Ackman guy. Oh yeah, we have the main person, the main target of attack by Candace, Bill Ackman. So this is the millionaire, like, I don't know, the rich guy who apparently is supposed to be Netanyahu's um agent or something. I don't know. This is the main person that Candace Owens is accusing of basically threatening Charlie to either submit or will do something to you. So Bill Ackman is saying this afternoon, Candace Owens slandered me. Guys, can this guy now sue? Like they should sue her. What do you think? They should be suing Candace for this. Oh, thank you. We got a super chat. Let me see what we got. Oh, we got two super chats. Oh, we got Kenny gifting 10 memberships to people in the chat. Thank you, Kenny. And we got a super chat by Pibble Punk. And guys, we are 6 out of 10 super chats. Thank you guys for all the support. That's very generous. Pibble Punk is saying, "Hello, Armin. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Good to see you're doing well." Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I am doing well. I'm doing well. I'm well responding to all of this bullshit here, which is my favorite thing to do. So let's go over see what this Bill Ackman guy responded. This afternoon, real Candace, oh well, Candace Owens, that's her account, slandered me by accusing me of staging an intervention with Charlie Kirk in which threats were made with respect to his supposed evolving stance, in quotation, on Israel at an event I hosted in the Hamptons. Candace, Candace also oh, intimidated that what? That I blackmailed Charlie. Intimidate. Okay. On the show, Candace said that she would be very happy for me to dispute this narrative. While it pains me to drive more traffic to her program, oh, is he going to say yes? I am responding here to clear my name. It saddens me that we live in a society where social media influencers seek to monetize the tragic death of Charlie Kirk. For the record, at no time have I ever threatened Charlie Kirk. Turning Point or any Charlie Kirk, Turning Point, or anyone associated with him. I have never blackmailed anyone, let alone Charlie Kirk. I have never offered Charlie Kirk or Turning Point any money in an attempt to influence Charlie's opinion on anything. In fact, my interactions with Charlie Kirk have been extremely cordial, albeit limited, regretfully, regretfully so, as I was very impressed by him and his work, and I will sadly never see him again. In an effort to clear the record, I share the following. I have followed Charlie Kirk on X for some time and greatly admired him. While I didn't agree with Charlie on every issue, I had enormous respect for his intelligence, vast knowledge about religion, and his willingness to take uh, on all comers in open mic sessions on campus and otherwise. Periodically, I would report some of his posts. I would repost. Sorry, I would repost some of his posts and video clips. I connected with Charlie when he DM'd me in late May of this year and expressed interest in meeting me. Okay, I connected to Charlie when he DM'd me. Okay, so Charlie initiated it. In light of our respective schedules, we were unable to find a time to meet in person, so we scheduled a Zoom on June 11th. On the Zoom, he explained to me that conservatives, in particular young conservatives, were getting tired of defending Israel, and this was very concerning to him. So Charlie was concerned that conservatives were tired of defending Israel. So see, this is about Charlie trying to get more conservatives to support Israel. I asked him how I could learn more, and he suggested that it might be useful to convene a group of young conservative influencers on a host of topics that could include Israel to get a better sense of how the conservative community was thinking about Israel and other relevant issues of concerns to young people. Okay, so this was not an intervention. This was Charlie's request to do this. Charlie actually initiated all of this. On the Zoom, Charlie also said that his open mic conversations on campus were very effective in addressing issues on the minds of students, but he was only one person with limited bandwidth. He suggested that recruiting a group of junior Charlie Kirks, that's interesting, who would host open mic sessions on college campuses would be an effective way to encourage debate. on a host of issues. Guys, I hope this happens now. This would be a good way to honor Charlie Kirk, that we have more and more people basically going to campuses and doing open mics, following his lead. And it says, okay, so way to encourage debate and host uh, uh, on a host of issues. An approach he believed to be worthy of consideration and better enable students to get to the truth. That's actually very good. I expressed interest in learning more, and we thereafter scheduled a series of conference calls and Zooms with Charlie, Turning Point staff, and members of my team in an effort to assemble a diverse group of influencers who we could convene for a day and a half session. In addition to getting a better sense of what and of what and where what and when young conservatives were on various issues. Charlie thought doing so might enable him to identify potential candidates who could launch their own campus tours and carry forth in his approach to dialogue. So Charlie was basically, guys, so the TLDR version of it so far is that Charlie was trying to recruit a whole bunch of other Charlie Kirks, like other conservatives who could come on campuses and defend Israel. So you can see the reality of what was happening is the opposite of what Candace is suggesting. So Charlie was noticing that conservatives are not defending Israel properly. So he realized that he himself was just one man. So he wanted to find candidates that could defend Israel properly, and then basically have people beyond him basically doing the same thing on campuses. So we chose an afternoon. Okay, I offered to host. I'm not going to go on all over this. Charlie and Turning Point, the economics. So he's basically giving all the details of what happened by text thereafter. We corresponded by text thereafter over the next few weeks on a range of other topics, and did not include Israel. And next thing I knew, he was gone. In short, this is what we need. In short, this was not an intervention to blackmail Charlie Kirk into adopting certain views on Israel. It was nothing of the sort. It seemed like it was basically, this was all Charlie's plan. Guys, this is a really good case for like suing Candace for slander, isn't it? Like, don't the people doesn't at least this guy Bill Ackman and Seth Dillon, don't they have a good legal case right now against Candace? And I mean, this guy has a lot of money and he has a good case. I think he should go for it. What do you guys think? Let me see what this is. This is a shorter version. EL is saying Candace Owens didn't just leak private texts. She hounded Seth Dillon with Bill Ackman tweets while he was grieving the murder of a close friend. The sheer depravity of exploiting someone's mourning for clicks is beyond words. Yeah. Let me see, what else do we have? What is this? Nathan is here saying Candace Owens on Tucker last month was saying Seth Dillon is genuinely bad person, deranged, deceitful, the Judas at your table. He smiles when Palestinian children die. And then Candace Owens today, Seth Dillon suspiciously didn't respond to me asking for a comment on a recent meeting with Charlie Kirk that I'm linking to his death. What a mystery why Dillon didn't reply to Candace. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. Let's actually watch this video because look, you called look this is actually a good point. I like this guy. Hold on, let's watch this one.
And Seth Dillon, who is normally very quick with a response, has not yet been able to respond. I'll show you.
Yeah, guys, why do you think Seth Dillon hasn't responded? You could see, I think, in the second part of this video. Okay, watch this.
And Seth Dillon, who is normally very quick with a response, has not yet been able to respond. I'll show you this text message chain. This is me out to Seth Dillon last night. I sent him Bill Ackman's tweet because, he tweeted, I feel incredibly privileged to have spent a day and shared a meal with Charlie Kirk this summer. He was a giant of a man. I said, any comment on this one, Seth? He didn't answer last night. This morning I said, need a comment ASAP, please. He didn't answer because he's such a bad person. Seth Dillon, he's deceitful.
Okay, so look, this is her earlier. This is why Seth Dillon didn't respond to you. Like, oh, why does this guy's person that I'm calling evil doesn't respond to my messages?
Because he's
Okay.
such a bad person, Seth Dillon. He's deceitful. He is the Judas at your table. He'll break bread with you, come to your house, and feel nothing when he stabs you in the back. Him and Joel Berry have been so deranged in their pro-Israel commentary. Like, they literally like applaud when I genuinely think that these people smile when Palestinian children die. And you presented yourself as like the funny, nice guy, and you're anything but. Like, you're quite sinister. And we all kind of fell for it for a little bit because I'm just the guy who does satire. No, you are like a totally deranged, angry individual who would literally break bread with anyone and then stab them in the back. He's genuinely a bad person. I will again put it out there. Seth, I am inviting you guys. I will give you my platform, actually, to come clear matters up, to tell us what really happened.
If something happens to Seth, she will probably make a show and say that, oh, he was my best friend and he was about to change his views to my views, like within 24 hours, but they took him out. Let me see. What is this? David here. What is David saying here? Let's watch this.
Candace, sister, I love you and George. I prayed for you guys. I prayed for you before you got married. When I spoke at Blexit back in 2019, I think it was. Back then, you were talking to the universe. You were praying to the universe. And I remember telling you directly, I said, why don't you pray to the one that created the universe? And I was so excited when I began to see you dive into the Bible and get bold about your faith and talking about Jesus. To take in the wake of this tragedy to social media and project and tell the world that he was, after living a life devoted to Jesus and the Bible and the Christian faith, he always just talked about Christianity and he talked about the Bible and he talked about Jesus. But to then have you go on social media and post that you believed that he was converting to Catholicism when he's not here to.
Oh, by the way, guys, apparently I'm looking at the messages that were being sent to me. Apparently, this guy was a close friend of Charlie. Very important. This David Harris guy, the guy you see in this video, is a very close friend of Charlie who is calling Candace out. So let's see what she, because that makes him important because he was close to Charlie. So watch
And
this.
Post that you believed that he was converting to Catholicism when he's not here to say whether he was or wasn't. But to interject that at a point when America and the world is reeling over his loss, to me, it's so off that I had to make this video. Anybody that is pointing someone that is hungry, which there are millions of people right now that are hungry for what Charlie had and what he carried. And for anybody to try to point those hungry people to something other than Jesus is not right. And it needs to be called out. Manipulation is a form of witchcraft. It's often associated with that because both involve exerting control or influence over others in ways that align with deception. Manipulation, when used to deceive or control others for selfish reasons, mirrors this religious spirit of rebellion. It's usurping God's authority. It's pointing to anything other than God himself, to Jesus himself. Manipulation, especially when it employs deceit, charm, or coercion. It's also linked to Jezebel. Jezebel in 1 Kings 21. She was all about coercion and charm to get people to follow her, not follow the king. Witchcraft is tied to idolatry, which is seeking power apart from God. Manipulation also.
I'm sure you could make better arguments for why Candace is being evil, other than, I don't know, calling this witchcraft. I mean, we don't need to be Christians to realize that Candace is doing some evil shit here right
often
now.
Stems from a desire to play God, controlling outcomes for personal gain. It also reflects a
I think it would have been more useful if he just came out and said, like, I knew Charlie, and what you're saying right now about him is a lie. That would have been better.
prideful, idolatrous heart. I say all this in love, hoping that this will wake you up, Candace.
Yeah, so guys, this is one reason I don't understand. Like, how could you have any love for somebody like Candace Owens? I have zero love for Candace.
This in love, hoping that this will wake you up, Candace. and also wake up anybody that is having their eyes taken off of Jesus. So for those of you out there that are hungry for the Bible and hungry for the faith that Charlie
I mean, she's going to respond that I know you guys have taken your eyes off of Jesus, and my eyes are on Jesus. Like I'm in line with Jesus. You're in line with Jesus.
had, please don't let anyone or anything direct you anywhere other than Jesus. It's all about Jesus.
Okay, she's gonna say that. Yeah, I'm in. This is I'm actually more in line with Jesus, and you guys are not in line with Jesus. That's not an argument. You need to. Okay. Um, I didn't learn much from him. I wish he would actually point out that, hey, I am a friend of Charlie. What you're saying about him was not true because of these things that I know about Charlie. That would have been very helpful, but he didn't do that. Let me see. Breaking. Ambassador Huckabee says that Charlie Owens. Oh no, sorry, Charlie. Candace Owens. What I mixed them up. Candace Owens is attempting to get clicks. Oh, well, guys, the Huckabee got involved. See, guys, this whole this social media drama is now politics. This is the world that we live in. Ambassador Huckabee is now here saying that Candace Owens is attempting to get clicks and make money. Let's actually just read the post. Ambassador Mike Huckabee is saying, by the way, ambassador to Israel, right? It's painful to see people back in the US attempt to get clicks and make money by making up outrageous lies while exploiting the death of Charlie Kirk, whose impact and character the propagandists will never have. Israeli Prime Minister sets the record straight. Okay, why don't you, Ambassador Huckabee, why wouldn't you not mention her by name? Just mention her name. We know who you're talking about. Let's see what this is. Nathan here. What is this they posted? What does this stand for? This guy is saying Charlie Kirk had a quiet breakup with Candace Owens. Oh, here, finally somebody's telling us something other than, okay, with Candace Owens after she got too down the rabbit hole for him. Okay, so here, this is good. This is what we needed right now. There hasn't been, okay, let's just listen to this guy. Who is this guy, by the way?
Early on, 2011, 2012, 2013, they were tight. They grew TPUSA like crazy. I was shocked.
Okay, so Turning Point USA. So this is another TPUSA staff. Okay, so this is a guy close to Charlie. So that's what this stands for. TPUSA is Turning Point USA. So this is a staff member. So good. We have some good information from people who are close to Charlie. So let's listen to
early on, 2011, 2012, 2013, they were tight. They grew TPUSA like crazy. I was shocked to see her leave until being part of TPUSA, her theories got just a little bit too down the rabbit holes. It was too extreme for their taste. And Charlie, to his credit, kept a cordial friendship for her.
Okay, so Charlie was kind of like, "Ish, this Candace Owens is like a cuckoo, but let's not go completely hostile towards her. Let's try like to basically be chill with her, but also slowly walk away as if like guys, how sometimes one of your friends goes cuckoo and you don't want to make a scene, like you want to basically keeping your distance and slowly increase that distance, but you don't also want to make a scene by saying like we no longer are friends. I think that's what was happening between Charlie and Candace.
Just a little bit too down the rabbit holes. It was too extreme for their taste. And Charlie, to his credit, kept a cordial friendship with her for years, but it hasn't been a communication pipeline back and forth between the two for many years. That's why I don't know why we give Candace Owens's assessment any weight at all.
You're on the board of Turning Point?
Yeah.
Okay. When's the last time you saw Candace Owens?
In person?
Yeah.
2015, 2016.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No,
when's the last time she was at a Turning Point event?
Not in many years.
Okay.
But
so let's
you don't
without
even
being biased.
There's
Candace even involved in Charlie Kirk's life at all?
Question proof that Candace Owens has nothing to do. She would be in a perfect world.
Wow, guys, imagine that. like Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens are completely two separate worlds, and they're not. She's not even involved in anything he does. They haven't done anything together for years. And Candace Owens, like right after Charlie died, he's coming up like acting like they were basically the closest of friends. Like they were best friends. Like they had matching tattoos, they had matching necklaces, they had sleepovers. Candace Owens and Charlie had sleepovers with each other all the time, and they were like, I don't know, but look at this. Like apparently not. Apparently they had nothing to do with each other. Wow. I wonder why somebody would make up the fact, make up the story that I was so close to this person who just was assassinated and everybody's talking about it. I wonder why somebody would be motivated to say like, oh, actually we were the best of friends. Okay,
Oh,
sure.
okay.
Yeah. No,
When's the last time she was at a turning point event?
not in many years.
Okay.
But
So let's
you don't
without
have to do
even
this,
being
Adam.
biased.
There's a
Is Candace even involved
there's
in Charlie Kirk's life at all?
No question proof that Candace Owens has nothing to do. She would be in a perfect world if they didn't have this. What I already know was a very quiet breakup where she got too rabbit hole for him. She would be the logical heir to the TPUSA throne, but she's
and
not.
Now she's not even invited.
Correct. So this is
so
their divide is.
Wait a minute, not invited, meaning
she's not even there.
Yeah, she's not
there.
One of the names
Wait,
that
you don't think she'll be at the funeral?
No.
That's
I mean
not
the
funeral.
The heir to
okay.
TPUSA throne.
She doesn't speak at the event.
Oh my God! Is this guy is not very smart? He doesn't understand what's being said.
No.
That's
I mean
not the funeral.
The heir to
okay.
TPUSA throne.
She doesn't speak at the events anymore.
I mean, Erica.
That's a reason
Erica
for
Kirk.
that.
I mean,
what is Erica Kirk's relation?
You know, Candace Owens in her show, she mentioned that the only person that could silence her is Erica Kirk, basically Charlie Kirk's wife, which is so disgusting. Basically, so to shut this woman up, you need a grieving widow to come and say like, yeah, please stop spreading bullshit about my husband. Instead of her focusing on her loss, she needs to basically now come and shut you up. That's what you're expecting. That is vile. This woman is like, honestly, have you seen anybody more vile? Hold on. Ooh, by the way, I do want to show some videos. Hold on, let's continue with this before I
relationship with Candace at this point.
Is
there a relationship?
I don't think so.
Why do you think? Why do you not think so?
Because I live in this world.
Okay.
I live in.
You
this.
know this world. Tell us.
Yeah. I don't see them together. I think Candace has created a lane for herself. Yeah. It's her own lane. She wants to go after Macron's husband or wife or whatever you want to call him. Mm-hmm. She wants. I agree that I think it's cheap that she is sparking this up like she knows something between something happened between Ackman and Charlie. For what reason?
Here's
for
what I would say. To me,
money.
All right, money. Yeah, exactly. Let me actually look at this one. So apparently, when is this? Oh my God, this is quite recent. Netanyahu responded to this stuff. He did not. Okay, so Netanyahu responded to all of these lies. So let's look at this.
Joseph Goebbels, the Nazi propaganda minister, said that the bigger the lie, the faster it will spread. Well, somebody has fabricated a monstrous big lie that Israel had something to do with Charlie Kirk's horrific murder. This is insane. It is false. It is outrageous. Charlie Kirk was a giant, a once-in-a-century talent who defended freedom, defended America, defended our common Judeo-Christian civilization. Charlie loved Israel. He loved the Jewish people. He told me so in a letter that he sent me just a few months ago. One of my greatest joys as a Christian, he said, is advocating for Israel and forming alliances with Jews to protect Judeo-Christian civilization. He encouraged me to make the case directly to the American people about how vital Israel is to U.S. national security. He told me, the Holy Land is so important to my life, it pains me to see support for Israel slip away. Now, if Charlie disagreed with a policy of mine or a decision here and there, not only did I not mind, I welcomed it. This is the essence of Charlie. This is the essence of a free country. It's exactly what Charlie stood for. And I knew that his suggestions always came from the heart. from his love for Israel and from his love for the Jewish people. A few weeks before his death, I spoke to Charlie. I invited him to visit Israel again. And sadly, that won't happen. Now some are peddling these disgusting rumors, perhaps out of obsession, perhaps with Qatari funding. What I do know is this: Charlie Kirk was a great man, and a great man deserves honor, not lies. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. May your memory be a blessing.
All right, so actually, let's look at what the latest comment Charlie made about Candace was this, and this was quite like really recent, really close to his death. So somebody actually asked Charlie about Candace Owens. So let's watch this. This is the only actual evidence we have that might hint at all regarding what Charlie thought about people like Candace. Like Candace says something, but from our side, this is the only thing that we have. So let's watch this.
Thank you for coming, Charlie. And I had a quick question about anti-Semitism online. Another question here they asked about Candace Owens, and I'm a big fan of you. I was a big fan of her, but she's obviously been going down this anti-Semitic bent. And through her, I'm kind of finding out about these other characters online, like Nick, for instance. I'm sure you've heard of him. And these people, they've been active for a long time, and it seems like they've just been ignored, which is working, but now they're kind of surging in popularity. And as someone who I enjoy watching your debates, are they people you'd be willing to engage with and maybe shut them down in a way through a debate or something like that?
Well, I mean, I'm going to debate Candace. But no, look, I'll debate anybody that shows up at our campus events first and foremost. But I do want to take what you say and extrapolate that there is a corner of the internet of people that want to point and blame the Jews for all their problems. Everybody, this is demonic and it's from the pit of hell. And it should not be tolerated. Period.
He said this is demonic to a question about Candace Owens blaming the Jews. Charlie responded that this is demonic.
But it goes to a structural problem of an entire generation that has economic resentment. They don't own anything. They're not getting married. They're not having children. They're depressed. They're anxious. They're staring at their screens all day long. And if all of a sudden your extrapolation of all that is, well, it's the Jews' fault, that is sloppy and shallow thinking. And not only that, they say, oh, it's the Jews' fault. Okay, let's kind of play this out. Well, tuberculosis, that used to kill about 1 billion people. It's a group of Jewish scientists that came up with the antibiotic that cured tuberculosis. How about CPR, the MRI machine? There's over 500 million lives that were saved over the last 50 years because.
That is such a good response. I never would have thought about this response. Charlie was so good at these. Like the number of people that Jews saved because of the technology that they introduced to the world, that is astronomical. Astronomical.
CPR, the MRI machine. There's over 500 million.
And this is 500 million. These are only for the number of lives saved only in the past 50 years.
It's a group of Jewish scientists that came up with the antibiotic that cured tuberculosis. How about CPR, the MRI machine? There's over 500 million lives that were saved over the last 50 years because of people that were Jewish scientists that were working on things. They'll never say thank you to the Jews, but they'll always say shame on the Jews. Weird how that works. And finally, they always blame the Jews for stuff. Jewish people are an ethnicity. So therefore, definitionally, you have people that are secular, Orthodox, religious, that.
Thank you, Charlie, for noticing the secular Jews, not just like religious Jews. Really appreciate that it includes them.
So therefore, definitionally, you have people that are secular, Orthodox, religious, that are all over the spectrum. You're trying to blame an entire ethnicity for a singular problem. Hold on, let's take a step back here. Instead of that, what could you possibly do in your own personal life to improve your own state of being? If you are blaming 0.02% of the world's population for all of your problems, that is not going to be good for your soul. It's not good for your psychology. It's not good for your future in any way, shape, or form. And so
that's a response to Candace. You're blaming this small percentage of the world for all the problems in the world. This is Candace being called out.
Any way, shape, or form. And so I would just say this, that any young person that goes into this hyper online brain rot you are serving yourself over to your own demise. You are serving yourself into a suicide mission that will not make you happier and not make you healthier. Instead, here's what your attitude should be. Your attitude should be like, I can't own stuff. I got it. Can't own a home. I'm not getting married. I don't know who to date. Said, wow, the challenges are immense. I'm going to now overcome all those challenges and go on an adventure. I'm going to prove everyone wrong. I'm now not going to be a victim. I'm going to be a victor. I'm going to dig deep. This is still a great country. This is a free country. I'm going to use my agency. I'm going to use my ability. And I'm not just going to go point in the corner and be like, I'm overweight because of the Jews. Women don't want to date me because of the Jews. How about this? As Jordan Peterson would say, sit up straight with your shoulders back, follow the rules for life, make yourself interesting, learn something new every single day, and instead of pointing at a small group of people and engaging in this brain rot, become a better person. You'll be a happier and healthier, more joyful and productive person.
Perfectly said. Perfectly said. Let me just show you guys some vile, disgusting shit. These motherfuckers are... apparently we have a name. Okay. Destroying a Charlie Kirk memorial in front of... look at this. What is this? A bento? I don't know how to pronounce this. A courthouse. So let's watch these people destroying the a memorial for Charlie Kirk.
He lived as he died, promoting violence. Record all you want.
She's saying he lived. He what? He died.
He lived as he died.
He lives as he dies, promoting violence. Motherfucker.
Promoting violence. Record all you want.
He never promoted violence. When did Charlie promote violence? What the fuck are you talking about?
Record all you want.
Well, are you? No, look at this shit. Check it out. Look at this shit.
Man, you're overreacting bullshit. Yeah, 9 Fuck Charlie Kirk. Fuck Charlie Kirk. Fuck Charlie Kirk.
Okay, so is that her name? Carrie Rowe? No, I don't know. Carrie Rowe? Is that her name? I don't know. Well, that was disgusting. Let's. I also wanted to make sure that you guys see this video. This is Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica Kirk, saying goodbye to her husband, to her body. So just wanted to make sure you guys all see this. This is the last time she had with Charlie.
Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. I know. I love you. I miss you so much. I love you. I love you. God bless you.
Anyways. Okay. Yeah, somebody's saying too painful to watch. Yeah, I think I watched it at least 20 times right now. Yeah, and Daniel saying this one hurts. This one hurts. Yeah. Anyways. Okay, sorry guys. I think it was important to see that. Let me know if you appreciated this live stream, because I want to make sure that I'm giving you the information that you guys want to know. I think that when people are spreading lies against Israel, against Charlie, I wanted you guys to be up to date regarding that, so we could push back against all of this. Let me know if this was a informative live stream and now you guys are more up to date regarding what's happening. Oh, Jack is saying I appreciate this live stream. Well, thank you, Jack. And don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget to like so that more people see it. Oh, somebody is asking what's the flag of this country. This is Iran's flag. This is the flag of Iran. I'm Iranian. That's why I have an Iran flag. Okay. Oh, Amir is promoting our people to like the stream and become a member. Thank you, Amir. You're so nice. And Tora said like, thank you guys. Thank you. All right. So I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna go get ready for my live stream, my own personal channel, Armin Navobi. Again, that channel is not about politics. It's about using AI for content creation and business. So I'm gonna do that in about 45 minutes from now on my own personal channel. I'm going to go get ready for that. And again, don't come to my personal channel talking about religion and politics. Okay. That channel is about using AI to improve content creation and promoting your business and, making more money. That's what that is about. It's a small channel for a small group of people. So I don't want to mess it up with politics and religion. Okay. All right. Thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new here. Don't forget to hit the bell notification, and don't forget to support us with your likes and comments and all of that. Okay. All right, guys. I'm gonna head out. Thank you, Kenny. Saying great show. Carl is clapping. Thank you, guys. All right. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Oh wait. I'm Israel Chai. Javicha. Mwah.